Today on the show, we're going to be talking about DC's Futures End month. So for all of you that don't know, in September, I believe, all of our usual DC comics are going to be replaced by a Futures End equivalent, which means it's going to be based 5 years in the future. It's a little bit like how Villains Month was last year. Very, very entertaining at times, but a little bit annoying at the same time. A bit like a rash. On today's show, we're going to go over some of the cover artwork and talk about the synopsis for some of the issues. I provided a link down below so you can get a look at every single issue that's going to be coming out. It's also worth saying that some, I don't think all, but maybe all of the covers are going to do that thing where it's one picture if you face it in one direction, but when you turn it, it morphs into another picture. That kind of thing was really common in the early 90s in comic books, and it proved to be really unpopular and kind of annoying, so I don't know why they're doing it again because it didn't work back then either. Also, before we start talking about the covers, not all of them have been released in colour. At least one of the ones on this list is not released in colour yet. Batwoman Futures End. Okay, she's a vampire now. I can kind of see how they would arrive at that, considering she did fight the occult, so the natural next step is to make her part of the occult. So let's see what it's going to be about. Now a creature of the night, Batwoman must fight her final lover, Nocturna, in a final deadly conflict. That sounds really good, but here's my issue. It's another relationship storyline. That's all we've seen from Batwoman so far. Actually, that's not fair. We have seen other things from Batwoman, but at the end of the day, we have only really seen she's a lesbian. Did I mention she's a lesbian? By the way, she's a lesbian. We get it. She likes to drink from the furry cup. Can we just have one storyline where her sexuality isn't a factor? We're not constantly being reminded that Batman is straight, so we don't need to be constantly reminded that Batwoman is a lesbian. Again, not that what we've seen is bad, it's all really good. Some of it is the best stuff I've ever read in comics. I just want something new from this character. That being said, I do enjoy Batwoman, and this storyline does sound like it's going to be fun. On the same token, with the direction that Batwoman is going in at the moment, it could also just be ticked off lesbian vampires with knives. Superboy Futures End. Superboy isn't looking too good. Oh dear. Let's read the synopsis. Con has a final fateful confrontation with his clones and finds some help from unlikely allies. Ooh, I like the sound of this one. I especially like the sound of this one because, one, I'm happy that it's Con-El and not John Lane Kent, and two, Superboy's been getting a lot better recently. It was horrendous for a really long time, but something's happened and it's gotten quite good recently. That being said, at this moment in time, I am totally unbiased, and this story does sound like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I really can't wait to read it. Constantine Futures End, or Constantine as some of you constantly remind me. After a 5 years quest, Constantine has finally acquired the ultimate occult prize, the Helmet of Fate. That one sounds really, really good. If the title on the cover wasn't Constantine. With that type of storyline, I would put the name Zatanna or Enchantress on the cover, not Constantine. Personally, when I picture Constantine 5 years ahead into the future, I imagine him in some kind of hellish dimension, maybe as the ruler. I don't know, I will be picking this up, I just wouldn't put the name Constantine on it, so I will pretend that it's not Constantine. Harley Quinn Futures End. Harley and the Joker make it legal at last. Follow the happy couple to their secret honeymoon spot, where it's literally till death do they part. Yes, this one sounds like it's going to be so much fun. I'm really looking forward to this issue. It sounds like it's going to be the final battle between Harley and the Joker that we saw in the Suicide Squad, but with the humor of the Harley Quinn series. My only complaint at this moment in time is that I wish the cover art was already in color. Batman Futures End and Batman and Robin Futures End. Now I'm going to give both of these ones synopsis at the same time because they are linked to one another. It's 5 years later and Bruce Wayne is using dangerous experiments to help him continue his war on crime. What is it? And what forced Bruce to resort to such extremes? Bruce continues to feel the fallout from his extreme new crime-fighting methods. Is he ready to face the might of the heretic? First off, we do need to talk about one of the most important features on the Batman cover. Now that that's out of all of our systems, I really do feel like these could be really exciting, but it's another dark Batman story. I know a lot of you that watch this channel are kind of new to comics, but Batman doesn't need to be dark. He commonly is dark, but he does have a lot of storylines that are just a lot of fun. In events like this, chances are in 5 years' time, we're going to be reading nothing like this with these characters. So it's really a chance for DC to experiment with these characters and do something that we weren't expecting. And no one would be expecting a light Batman story. If I have to wait an extra month to find out what happens next in my usual monthly series, I am going to want to read something that I would never have expected to read in a million years. And this storyline, it sounds like I read it somewhere else. I don't know where, but it doesn't sound new. And I really just want to read something new, and I really just want to be very impressed. And this might impress me, but it sounds familiar. Grayson Future's End. So I haven't written down the synopsis on this one because it was so god-awful. I just wanted to go off on an impromptu rant. The synopsis is something like, Grayson is now officially a traitor of the USA. He has gone over to the Soviet side. When I initially saw Grayson, I was like, that's not Dick Grayson's character, but I'm going to wait. This has just confirmed to me that they do not understand Dick Grayson's character. They chose an idea that they had, and they chose a character at random, and they made Dick go through forever evil to achieve that idea. The thing is, Dick Grayson is not a spy. He is a hero. He is not Red Star, he is Nightwing. Heroes look up to Nightwing more than they do Batman, because Nightwing is a genuine hero. He's a genuine person. And that is why Dick Grayson would never be a spy, because people love him as Nightwing, and he loves to be loved. To remove Dick Grayson from the position of Nightwing and to take him out of a hero costume is to really remove the soul of the Bat family. Dick isn't even the heart of just the Bat family. A lot of heroes look up to Dick Grayson as Nightwing. They see him as a hero. And it's been said that the Bat family have a million different identities that they can just slip into, and they can just become someone else. He could kill off the Dick Grayson civilian identity and just become a new person and continue to be a hero. He wouldn't necessarily have to be Nightwing anymore, but he could be another hero. They could keep him in a superhero costume. He would not become Red Star. This is not his character. Dick Grayson is a fictional character, but he's a better friend to me than some of the people in my life. So for a series like this, it's just really insulting. Now, I'm not saying that this is a bad idea, because the idea of a spy character that works for the US and then chooses to work for Russia is an amazing idea, but it's not Dick Grayson. And I've talked to a number of people about this situation, and everyone that I've talked to finds it very insulting, and they think that DC really just didn't understand Dick Grayson's character at this point. Teen Titans Future's End. With the Teen Titans dead, a new group of young heroes seek justice in the future of the DC universe. So the Teen Titans dead, or has the group split up? Because I hope they're not dead. Please don't let them be dead. Anyway, let's talk about the Future's End team. So as we can see right here on the cover, yep, there's Heretic. That could be interesting. Some female speedster, I like her costume, Lagoon Boy, okay, that's a very interesting choice. Some girl who appears to be violently pooping. And, oh, Clarion is joining the Teen Titans, guys. Who called it? Who called it? This person called it. I called it in my History of Clarion video. There was a part where I actually said I would put money on Clarion joining the Teen Titans in the New 52, and he is joining the Teen Titans. Okay, so it's not the actual Teen Titans, it's 5 years ahead into the future, but Clarion is going to be in the Teen Titans, and I'm really excited. I could be like that girl that was violently pooping, I'm so excited. In fact, Will Pfeiffer is writing this series, and I have linked on the screen somewhere his Twitter profile. If you have Twitter, tell him to start watching this video right now. Hello, Will. Can I call you Will? Oh, well, I'm going to anyway. You are writing the New 52's Teen Titans very, very soon, and in the Future's End issue, you have made the decision to include Clarion the Witch Boy. For that, I congratulate you, because I love the Titans very, very much, and I love Clarion very, very much. I've been saying for years now, since the Seven Soldiers, that Clarion should be in the Teen Titans, and now he's finally joining them. So for that, I thank you. But you should know that my expectations for this are now very, very high. In fact, if this is messed up, I will cry myself to sleep every night in the month of September, and then whenever it's brought up in the future, I will go home and cry myself to sleep. No, but in all seriousness, Will, if you did decide to watch this after people tweeted this video at you, first off, thank you for your time, and next off, thank you for including Clarion in the Teen Titans. It's definitely a situation that I've wanted to see for ages, and you're finally doing it, so for that I can't thank you enough. I will be honest, when I heard the storyline of the New 52's Teen Titans, I was very apprehensive, but after seeing you're taking a risk and putting characters like Clarion in the Teen Titans, I'm actually very, very excited now. In conclusion, the Future's End month is a great opportunity for writers and artists to really experiment with the characters, and that has not been done in all of the titles, but it has been done on some of them, and for those some, I am very, very excited. It's super effective! Okay guys, that is it for today. Which title are you looking forward to the most? Please let me know in the comments down below. And also don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more reviews, and also don't forget to support the show by checking out my Patreon, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my gaming channel. My name is Faust, this has been Exploring Comics, and it is super effective.